Hi everyone and welcome back to the Fit channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Super Stay Maybelline 30 Hours Lumi Matte Foundation. This is in the shade 312. I do gotta admit that when I have a lot of lights, this looks pretty close to my skin, especially because I have a lot of warmness, like a lot of, warm colors or warm lights. But I gotta say, this foundation, it does pretty well. So I got it for around like $7 because I had a lot of coupons on CVS, and on top of that, when you buy like $15 right now, you get like a $5 coupon. So long story short, this ended up being like $2 if anything with tax. So I was like, okay, this is something I've been wanting to try for a while, and I haven't made just like a video and just have fun with it. So I decided to make this video to let you know that it has been about, what is it? Probably like 14 hours, and this foundation has stayed on pretty consistent. I do have to admit that I have powder throughout the day, just like translucent powder overall, like right here in these areas. And even if I powder, I feel like the oiliness is still sticking through it. Like the foundation, you can tell that it's getting textured. I use usually 2 to 3 different primers, and today you guys saw me, I was doing a little bit of my own conjunctions between the Vanessa Myricks alongside the Milk Cosmetics. So I like to let them sit. I like them to be dry and then slap on the foundation on and making sure that everything looks cohesive. So far it's doing well. Concealer wise, it did fabulous. I felt like even though the formula tends to be a little bit on the thicker side, when you apply it with a sponge or a beauty blender, it feels so smooth. It worked fantastic for me, especially because I do color correction with Kimchi Shake usually or Jeffree Star, and I use the white concealer also from Kimchi. I loved it. Then I went ahead and did the Hourglass. So for me, this has been a beautiful concealer as well. It's sit on pretty well in this area. I was pretty surprised of how smooth it was. Right now, you can definitely tell from like up close, it is breaking down in here. I have powders, I have setting powders, I have brightening powders. I have all types of powders that you can think of. Now, if you see me from far away, you can't really see it, but when you see me up close, you can tell everything else. Now, I did use a cream contour by Sephora. I used also, if I'm not mistaken, a brow product that it's a little bit different for me. And so far, everything worked pretty well. I did not notice any breakage when I was applying the foundation. Like sometimes you can tell right away that there's breakage in the formula to the point that you can't even blend it. Like it becomes either muddy, patchy, or it just doesn't work. Like it just sits there and doesn't want to move, or it sits there to the point that it didn't want it to move, so it broke everything else apart with your life included. Especially when you're in the rush, I just feel like when it comes to makeup, you definitely gotta give it a go. I am pretty skeptical usually with shades of foundation because they tend to be either too olive or too orangey, and sometimes I just like that almost red undertone. I feel like it suits me better. So I color match myself on Ulta through using the foundation, and it turned out to be like, I think it's like the next shade deeper than this one. But I was like, no, visually I saw them. I don't go by the name of the foundation. I rarely feel like, I used to go by like either very toasty or toasty weed or things like that, or caramel. But now I have changed to understand that the colors have nothing to do with the color of the foundation. So for this foundation, it didn't turn out too yellow on me, which I can appreciate. You can tell right away over here, especially on the edges. But so far it's looking pretty in pristine conditions. Also, the foundation tends to break up pretty easily here. This one did pretty good. My favorite foundation that does not give me anything like this, that I really notice a huge impact on how it looks and how my skin feels, is the One Size, the Full Beat. But this one did such a beautiful job, and the undertone of this was fabulous for me. I appreciated how affordable and inexpensive, if you have the coupons and if you have the opportunity to do that, how affordable it is. Like makeup nowadays, like a foundation costing $25 drugstore wise, it's mind blowing because it just things are getting expensive. So you end up enjoying and appreciating the sales when you have them. So long story short, I do gotta admit that this is a 10 out of a 10. Just overall in general, I felt like they did fabulous. Am I gonna be doing a 30-hour? No, because it's already breaking, because I've been using it. I've been doing a lot of work. I've been going up the steps. I do a lot of physical work at my job, so this did pretty well for me. Now, is it gonna be mind blowing if you full beat by one size? It's gonna be closer on shade range, but I think it's gonna be slightly different in how it performs. Now, I also powder myself with Anastasia. This is one of on the go. I also put on the Huda Beauty powder. You can tell over here on the lights, and I think it did pretty well. So let me know you guys' thoughts on this review, and we'll see you next time.